Players, high vibration. I know like but marijuana already, right?
You're here.
Yes, Gordy.
We are my group mates,
Early there.
and
Good afternoon.
we have some sorts of project to be accomplished. And how's your day?
So that's the reason. Oh, sit down.
Thank you.
How's your day?
Oh, this is a very tiring day. You know, I just went to a forum lecture where I am the speaker, and you know, it's a very tiring thing, and I need some rest. You know.
Speaking of foreign lecture, that's what we are going to do. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. And can you teach us some tips on foreign lecture?
Well, first thing you should know is the meaning of forum lecture. So, what is a forum lecture? The forum lecture consists of a 50 to 60-minute speech presented by an expert and a subsequent discussion of the subject by the expert in the audience. You should have a speaker, of course, a chairman who will introduce the speaker, and the audience who will present the questions.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our forum lecture. Let me introduce to you our speaker. He is graduated at Harvard University. He took his MA at Wiley College. He had conducted several forums, and he is famous in the field of public speech. So, ladies and gentlemen, with no more further ado, I'm giving you Professor Neil Albrina.
Good afternoon. Exactly 9 years ago today, on the steps of Harvard's Within Library, I took part in a peace vigil to honor those who had lost their lives in the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001. We were all terrified back then, still reeling from the chaos, still grieving for the collective loss, all of us overcome with anxiety and anger. For me, it was the anger that caused the worst anxiety. The understandably human and yet still inhuman, called to violent retaliation with only increasing the days, months, and years after September 11. Resisting that impulse to vengeance, the need to have someone, anyone, pay for what happened that day was what I had in mind 9 years ago when I said that. I deplore those who would deploy rhetoric and deploy troops before they stop to think about the consequences of their words and actions. As some of you know, my words and subsequent actions on behalf of peace rather than war got me into some trouble. Lynn Cheney accused me of being short on patriotism, and Rush Limbaugh suggested I should be deported. I received hate mail and death threats. I was vilified in the press and caricatured by critics. Among them my students, classmates, and my colleagues. I'll never forget those days. As a Christian, I always taken my seriously Jesus' exhortation in the Sermon on the Mount from the Gospel according to Matthew. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But resist an evildoer. But if anyone strike you on the right cheek, turn the other also. Also, after the speaker had finished his or her speech, the audience will ask some question regarding to the topic.
So now for the questions. Yes, Mr. Mark.
Here's my question. For you, is to try to take revenge for the terrorists who are responsible for the 9/11 bombing?
Good question. Of course, no. It is morally wrong. And you know, it may lead to more conflicts and more lives to be sacrificed, more hatreds, more conflicts, more crises to be solved. So that's why it is very wrong.
Next question. Yes, Miss Araba.
You said earlier that we need to be a peacemaker. As a survivor of 9/11 bombing, how will you do that?
Peacemaker. Big word. I know it's hard, but we need to start the peace within ourselves. Crush the hatred, the anger, and the vengeance. All we need is to keep the love in the air, and by that, peace will surely cover the world and eventually make all things back to the way it is.
Another question. Hearing none.
Oh yeah, thank you Doc, for those information. Now we have an idea on how we will do our project about form lecture. Right guys?
Yes! Thank you, sir!
Blaze, high vibration. I know we like but marijuana already, right? Babylon burger.
Hi, I'm Maricel R.S. Satin.
We dream of this wonderful time, now we want a reality.
Yo,
Every day we don't apology.
Mark.
And even when we get them red like blood, Babylon them not ready.
Hi, I'm Judith.
Cause of the healing of the
Hi, I'm
sunshine, and them no one know
Hi, I'm Jane.
you'd might step out in the
Yeah, thank you Doc. Oh yes, Doc. Thank you for that information. Now we all know how. Now,
You know what
we
to
have
do with that
we have
big
an
fat
idea.
butt. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Thank you, Doc.